Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a review on this acryl gel from AliExpress. It's basically a poly gel or a hybrid gel, whatever you want to call it, but it's a combination between your regular building gel and acrylic powder. So it's thicker, you can put it on the nails, it will stay where you put it without running into the sidewalls, and then you can cure it in a LED or UV light. I'm already familiar with another brand from AliExpress, Gel Company. This is a more expensive poly gel, but I've such good results with it. It's very easy to work with and it stayed on the nails perfectly. So I can definitely recommend that. But this one is way cheaper. It's under $3. So that's a great price. And the Nicole Diary dipping powder system, the nails I'm wearing currently, really show to me that a very low price doesn't mean it's not quality. So I really hope this is a good quality as well. In today's video I'm going to show you the product on poppets, I think you call it, first, and then I'm going to try to do an ombre on my own nails, because unfortunately one of my nails is broken, so I really have to replace it. But the dipping powders were on there for almost 3 weeks, so that's amazing. Well, let's get back to this product, because this is the one we're reviewing. I've ordered a clear and I really hope this one is really clear, I mean transparent, but what comes out of the tube right now doesn't look really promising. The gel-like ones, some people did reviews that it is clear, that it is transparent, and some, and mine also, is not really transparent. So I really hope this one would be. I did a full video on the gel-like one to see if glitters and stones and rhinestones and gems could be put into this gel, and you can still see them, but that wasn't see-through. For this test I'm going to be a little bit more basic. I'm just going to apply a little strawberry foam and see if after curing you can see it from the other side. What I do notice when applying this gel, by the way, is that it feels a bit more sticky. So I am using alcohol, not a slip solution, but it feels like the product isn't containing that much acrylic powder in it, so it's less gritty, if that makes any sense. So I'm really curious about the other colors and while working it, but there you could also see it. I was applying a little bit more and there was this string of gel. So I'm really curious how this will influence the working with this product. And I'm going to put it into the light for around 45 seconds. I have a 48 watts LED lamp, so that will do the trick. And after curing I will get it out of the dual form, and yeah, no, it's not transparent, it's not see-through. So if you want to do glass designs, this is also not the gel, the poly gel you want. So if you have a recommendation for me, a affordable poly gel clear that is really clear, please let me know, because I really want one for designs. Now let's check out the nude color I ordered. I think this is a gorgeous color. It's exactly what I want. I also have a cover nude from Gel-like, but it's way more cool toned and it's not ugly, but it's not the color I wanted. This is much more the color I prefer, and this one even looks more like the picture from the Gel-like website. So this was the one I wanted to get. And now I'm checking out the Milky White, so not the normal white. They also had a normal one, and let me put the Gel-like regular white beside it for you to see the difference, because on camera maybe at first you're like, that looks like white, but you could see with the really white next to it that it has a different tone to it. It looks very pretty, and I really wanted to order these two colors, so the nude and the Milky White, to create a nice ombre, because with the gel-like colors I have, the white is okay, but it's so intense, it's so pigmented, it's really hard to blend. So I hope the milky one makes it a bit easier, because it has a different color tone to it. Of course, because I am doing it into a dual form right now, I'm applying the product there. I have to work backwards because with an ombre I prefer to apply the white first and then the pink. But with a jewel form you're always working upside down, so you will apply the top layer first. And I cured the pink into the light in between, by the way, because else it will definitely, you will press the pink away, etc. I actually never used dual forms on my nails. I tried it in the past, and maybe if you want me to, I will do a video about it. So please let me know in the comment section. But dual forms, I think it's really hard to create a nice arch and to create the right structure for your nails, especially when you make them a bit longer. So I never preferred it. But what's a thing you can do is create a tip with it. So just apply a really small amount, the desired length, then apply it on your nail, cure it, and you have a really nice base to work on. If you do not like to work with regular forms, that might be an option for you. After curing it for 45 seconds, let's take a look how it looks like. Yeah, why can't I get it out? You always have to press it a bit to get air underneath. And there you go. I think the ombre effect looks a little bit subtle right here, but it looks really pretty. These are exactly the colors I wanted to have and wanted to try out. So the colors look very similar to the images on the description. So I think that's a really good thing. Before applying the Polygel on my own nails, of course, I first have to remove the dip nails. And I know some people prefer soaking. They like to soak their gel polishes. They like to soak their dipping nails. I do found some videos that the dipping looks really glue-like after you soaked it in acetone, so that looks really funny. I'm not a huge fan of soaking, and mostly because I think it's super boring. I don't have anything to do if my hands are inside a bowl, and of course you can watch a movie or watch Netflix, but I really want to do something when I am doing my nails, so I prefer filing. But I also saw a video on Young Nails about soaking versus an electric file, which one is faster, and I saw this comment. And here, Christina Matson, I hope I pronounced your name right, says, I took a 2-day bootcamp with Selena Ryder at Light Elegance HQ last year, and we were giving a chemistry class with the owner, head chemist, and he told us to never soak off because it damages the nails. After you soak off, you scrape off the sludge that causes fissures in the nail plate, and the melted gel and acetone can get into your bloodstream. We all know someone who had gel for years and all of the sudden can't now. And this makes so much sense to me. The soaking off with acetone by itself, that's not harmful. The nail products by itself, when used properly, aren't harmful, but the combination, and especially when your nail plate might be damaged, that can really cause some serious risks, even to create allergies, and that's something I really don't want. On AliExpress you can buy this soak off steam remover, and I was always so curious to try it out, but I never bought it because I was like, acetone, steam, can that be safe? And well, I never tried it. And this comment from this person really told me that it's a good thing to be a little bit skeptical when new products are on the market, and always to check things out before you use it. So I'm so sorry for nail class. Let's get back to our acrylic gel or polygel. I have applied a cuticle remover already off camera, removed the true cuticle, and now I'm applying a pH bond. And this IBD Power Bond for gel, this is a really good primer. I use it on almost all my gel products, and my lifting is so much less. Well, I can say I have barely no lifting anymore when I use this primer. So it's really good. I can highly recommend it when you use gel products. And here are the colors I ordered: the number 1, the number 4, the number 5, and I'll put a link in the description box to the gels so you can check them out yourself. Now let's start with our number 4. This is the Milky White. I never use a base coat when I apply a polygel. I know some brands do recommend to use a base gel, but I never use it and I never had any problems with it, so I don't do that with this one as well. And let's just start off with a really small bead of the gel, because I'm going to start off with my pink. And if my nails look a bit damaged, there might be some gel, some dip system on there, so it's not damaged, but if there's no lifting, I prefer to leave some of the old product on the nail than file too much with a risk to damage the nail. So if it looks a little bit flaky, it's not damaged, don't worry. It's very dehydrated because of the primer, etc. And because there's still a little bit product on there. So we're just gonna try to see what looks best to create this ombre effect. And what I already noticed, I am using a alcohol solution, so isopropyl alcohol. I'm not using a slip solution, I have one, and I might switch to that one later on, because I do feel that the alcohol affects the product a bit. And I have not experienced this with the gel-like, but it's already a pretty creamy product, pretty creamy for a polygel. Gel-like one is a bit thicker, and with the alcohol it really feels that I'm blending too much of the alcohol into my product. And well, it can also have something to do, of course, that I'm trying to blend this product. I'm not trying to create a smile line. Usually I pat it more on there and I just use a little bit of the slip solution or the alcohol to press it into the right place. And now I'm really blending it towards the cuticle. But I do have a feeling that, like I said, that the slip solution or the alcohol is blending into the already pretty creamy formula. And maybe it's also because this is a milky white, it's not an intense white, so it can have a little bit less pigment. But here you can see it a bit better maybe, that when I use some of the alcohol, it really looks like it's affecting the consistency. But I do feel I need so much liquid, because when I'm not using enough liquid, it's pretty sticky and it will get stuck into my brush and I won't be able to work it anymore. I'm not saying this is really bad, but it feels that I have less control. Maybe that's the right way to put it. I know IBD calls their polygel control gel. I think that's a great name. It's a gel you can fully control, and some people hate that. They prefer self-leveling gel, just put it on there, let gravity do its work. With a polygel, you have to do the work, you have to sculpt it, but that's where the slip solution comes in, and that will make it much easier. Here you can see what you can do, by the way. If you use too much, just bring it down the free edge and remove it with your knife part. I'm having more trouble with this finger. I thought it would have been a good idea to really take it towards the cuticle to see if the blending would go smoother, that I could use a little less of the liquid, but still make it really nice and thin. But I'm not sure this is the right way to go. I think I do prefer you just use it on the tip and blend it towards the cuticle, but you don't really put product near the cuticle itself. I'm really curious how this will turn out after curing. This doesn't feel right. Maybe you see how I struggle. It's too creamy. It stays in my brush, but when I use more liquid, it gets even more creamier, and it even got a little bit underneath. And that never happened to me with a polygel, because polygel is so thick. It's well, the ones I used is the one I use. I only use one brand. Is so easy to control, and with this one I'm struggling. And like I said, maybe it is the ombre, so I'm not going to be too harsh on this brand. I'm just trying it out, trying to find the right method, and this time I really brought it towards the cuticle, and I don't think that is the right way. Have another go with the middle finger, shall we? And I'm really starting with a really small amount of the white. Really see how this will work. I'm not going to take it all the way to the cuticle, just a little bit to see if I can blend it out, because of course there is going to be another layer. I switched to the Polygel solution for this nail, and as you can see, I applied a lot of it and it's not blending into the product now. So I think that's a good thing. It doesn't make it really creamy anymore or even too wet, but now it's almost impossible to blend. So, it's better on one hand because it is not affecting my product anymore, but the blending has become almost impossible. So maybe this is a lesson learned. If you want to do an ombre, you really need an alcohol, an isopropyl alcohol, because that will make your product a little bit thinner, makes it easier to blend. But if you do that too much, it will be a product that you can't work anymore. And using the slip solution really stays on the product. That's maybe the word slip, that really makes sense. But it makes it a bit harder to blend because your brush will really slip over the product, making it harder to press and make a nice consistency. Now for this finger, I'm going to use a larger bead and I'm going to bring it down towards the cuticle again using the slip solution to see if it makes any difference when I do that. So let me just see how this will work. Maybe I've used a bit too much. So let me scrape a bit off, because else it will be way too thick and too much white, of course. I'm really shocked how much difference it makes to use a slip solution and an alcohol, because so many people say, oh, you can just use alcohol, it's fine, it's basically the same. Wow, it's not the same. It works so different. I feel that when I use this, I have more pressing control, so I can really press it where I want it. It's not getting sticky, as you may notice. It's way less sticky than when I use the alcohol. So that's such a huge difference. So really take in mind, if you are using an alcohol, it can really affect your product. If you are using the slip solution, the product will stay intact, and then it's up to you which one you prefer, of course. So let's do the thumb and see how this will go. I do prefer the slipping solution, I think, maybe towards the cuticle, but we'll have to see how it will look like when I apply the nude on top to see if I can make a nice blend. Maybe the white will be too white, so the whole ombre effect will be lost because the nude isn't fully opaque. It's a little bit sheer, which I really like, but for an ombre with the white on the entire nail, maybe it won't work. So we'll just see about that, of course. Now let's go to our beautiful nude pink. I'm in love with this color. It's so pretty. It's not jelly, but it looks so super natural. It's really gorgeous. So I'm just going to use the slip solution because I already poured it into my dappen dish, so I do not want to use any of the alcohol. I'm just going to use the slip solution now. And let's see how this works. And this is way easier, of course, because you have to just apply it on top of the white. You can blend it a bit, but if you make any mistakes, you can always use your file to correct it. I used a bit too much because I'm used to use one blob for the entire nail, but I already did some white, so I don't want them to be too thick, so I removed a bit. And well, this applies really easy, and with the slip solution it's super fast, it's not sticky at all. So let's just do the same with the other nails. By the way, a few weeks back I got a question from someone if I wanted to try out some acrylic from AliExpress. And I was very hesitant because there were such dangerous stories about acrylic, cheap acrylic containing ingredients that could create cancer and MMA, I think it's what it's called. And I never ordered acrylic liquid and powder from AliExpress because or eBay or a source I didn't know because I'm always very afraid that the combination with the liquid and the powder, because the chemical reaction isn't really finished yet, it will happen once you put your brush dipped into the liquid, into the powder, that something bad is about to happen. So I'm really curious about your opinions. How do you think that the safety risks are when you are using a liquid in powder or even gel products like this? Because for me, it's just a hobby, and I always try to find out if the companies are serious and well, sometimes it's also a gut feeling, but I'm sure if I would have a salon, if I would do this professionally, I don't think you can buy products from AliExpress. I think you can buy your glitters and things like that. But if you will buy your nail products and a client will have an allergic reaction or maybe worse, how will that work out on your responsibility because you're a business then? So I think you really need safe products. And if you import products from countries like China, I think it's your responsibility to make sure that the ingredients are safe. So, like I said, I'm really curious what your thoughts are about that. I filed my nails off camera. I don't think that's really interesting for you to see. And now I'm using my Love Carry top coat. It's so amazing. It's the tempered one. The tempered is super shiny and high gloss, but you cannot use it with mirror powder. So I ordered the regular no wipe one as well. I do notice that on the finger where I put the white towards the cuticle, it was really hard to file near the cuticle area because I almost blended it out and then you start to see white. So I really think when you try to do an ombre, you should really just try to blend it. Here you can see on this finger as well that it really just, there's a see-through of white, and I couldn't file it down more because I would file down to my own natural nail. That's just the white that's underneath. Final opinion time. I really, really love the colors from this Acrylgel. There are more colors, so you can check them out. I, of course, cannot tell you how long they last, so I will keep you updated on that in the comments section down below. So after a few weeks, I will tell you how long they were on my nails. I do notice that with the alcohol, it really influences this product because for me, it feels a little bit more creamy already, almost as if there is less acrylic in there. So if you use alcohol, just make sure that you are not using too much because it can affect your product, but maybe you might want to switch to a slip solution. I think for this specific brand, that might be a better option. I found it so much easier to work with. It was less sticky, so it really made a huge difference, to my surprise, to be honest. I feel the products themselves, they look a bit cheap. These are stickers on the tubes and it's not the same color black. So you really notice that these are stickers and the overall design doesn't look really amazing. But well, for the price, I don't think you can blame anyone. I did feel there was a lot of air in the tubes. I have not weighed them. I don't know if these are really 30 grams. I think they are because that's what's stated, but I've not checked it out. So maybe one of you did, so let us know. Is it really 30 grams? I do found that I really applied a bit too much near the cuticle area. I had less control over this product, but maybe that's just my technique or the combination with the alcohol. So like I said, I really think a slip solution is a great idea because I think I will have some lifting on these nails, not per se because of the products, but because it was so creamy, it really got into the nail sidewalls and near the cuticle area. And always when that happens, when your product touches the skin, it will create lifting. And even worse, if that happens too much, too often, you can build up an allergy. So I have to be more careful about that in the future. This is all for today. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I'll try to answer right away. If you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to get notifications of new videos I'm posting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.